Survivor herself, Miss TikTok Queen. Can we talk about that for a second? Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can. I actually just went on TikTok because I wanted to go live and to talk about Survivor. And I was like, I can't go live unless I have 1,000 followers. So I put up a funny video, just like joking, being like, I guess y'all don't like me on here. I just want to get 1,000 followers so I can go live. And then boom, it just hit like crazy. And I wasn't even trying. It's so funny because the times that I try and I'm doing all my TikTok dance moves, those get like 1 view. But the times I don't try are the times obviously that it goes crazy viral. So, but I'm grateful.
I know, because I noticed that you went from like under 1,000 to now over 220,000 followers.
It's so crazy. And you know, especially like it's just to know that many people out there care about what I'm saying. And also I hope that the things that I'm saying are helping them. That's really my only goal. I want to give them tips that I wish I knew before I took my little behind out there. So that's really my goal. And that's what I want to do there.
And even me, because I'm not a Survivor watcher, so looking at your videos gives me a little bit more insight as to what goes on. Like, I didn't know how the eliminations happened. You kind of think it's more of a basic show unless you know the show. I thought it was way more basic than what it is.
And that's the thing that's so great about doing it, because there's so many newbies that are like, I had a girl, she was like, no, I did not just sit here and watch all 100 of your Survivor secrets. I've never seen Survivor and now I want to watch. And I was like, okay, sis, go watch. But that's the goal. Like, I started watching Survivor when I was 11, and I know all of Gen Z is on TikTok. So I want them to start loving Survivor at the age that I started loving Survivor, so we can keep it going. You know, Survivor is the longest running reality show on network television.
Oh, wow.
And I don't want to stop that. So if I can get the younger people like excited about it and tweeting about it like they do The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, then that's what I'm going to do.
Well, before we get more into the Survivor, I do have a pitch for you. So since your last name is BECK, I think you should hit up Noah BECK and host like a little Survivor challenge at the Hype House. Wouldn't that be so fun?
At the Hype House?
Set up their
yard. Don't tempt me with a good time. Don't tempt me with a good time. I will reach out to Noah BECK. It's so funny you say that, Jessica, because all these little kids are like, are you in any way related to Noah BECK? So we're kind of on that same wavelength. I was like, maybe I should like act like I'm his sister, but I love me doing some competitions with these hot 19-year-olds. I'm like, how old are you? Oh yeah, I'm married. Okay, let me get it together.
Like, why are your abs so defined? Your body should not be complete.
Why do you look like that? It's not okay. Like, it's not allowed. How old are you? Let me get off TikTok.
We didn't get all of that when we were younger, unfortunately. But
yeah, no, we did. Listen, and all these beautiful girls at 13, I had raccoon eyeliner on at 13. I did not look like that. Half these girls look better than me at 13, okay? I don't know. It's amazing. They look great.
You know, the glow up is very late as well. I couldn't even imagine looking like that. Good thing, though, because I feel like we would have gotten in a lot of trouble had we looked like that at that age.
Yeah, you know what? It's better that we did not have TikTok growing up. You and I specifically.
We'd be on forget Survivor. We'd be on Bad Girls Club, Lauren. That's
Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls Club. All I do is clap on back. Run up, run up. It's like,
that's how I got suspended from school my first time for doing that.
Ooh, girl.
Okay, so back to Survivor. So initially, you said you've been a fan since you've been 8 years old. What motivated you to actually sign up and play? Did you sign up yourself? Did someone sign up for you?
So I have to tell you, I was nannying for one of the Foo Fighters. Best job ever. So much fun. And Matt, my husband, and I had started watching Survivor. We obviously, we would rent seasons off Amazon. I have 5 full season DVDs because I wanted to have them of my favorite seasons. And one day I went to nanny and I was just talking and I was like, yeah, my favorite show is Survivor. And my nanny boss was like, is it? And I said, yeah. And he goes, you know, I'm really good friends with Jeff Probst, right? And I was like, oh my God, no, you're not. And I started freaking out. And it's so funny too, because he's obviously in the Foo Fighters, very successful. And he's like, wow, Lauren, you haven't gotten that excited about me. I'm like, well, because you're not Jeff Probst. What do you mean? So he was like, listen, I can't promise you anything. Typically, they don't let friends and family go on the show. But if you make a tape, we are going to be taking you to this concert to Nanny for Scarlet. And I think Jeff is going to be there. So if you want to bring a tape, bring a tape. And so I was like, oh, you don't have to tell me twice. So I took my little butt home, sat in front of the camera for 7 minutes. You're really only supposed to be 3-minute tapes. Mine was 7 minutes long because I like to talk. I'm a talker. So I sat in front of the camera, talked about my life, how I want to be a journalist, my family, my sisters, all that stuff. And then I saw this man in the dirt backstage at Cal Jam, and I went up to him shaking, and I can still remember that moment. And I was like, here. And we stood in a circle. It was me, Dave Grohl, like the whole band, all their wives. He freaking auditioned me right there in front of everyone.
Wow.
And he was like, so why do you like Survivor? And I was like, oh, sis, it is on. I got to turn it on. Let me get it okay, Survivor brain on. And then I was like, yeah, I'm so ready. Yeah, Jeff, I got this. And he's like, are you sure? Like, can you handle it? I was like, yeah, and knowing in the back of my head, I don't last more than 2 hours outside. But you know, that whole experience in and of itself was crazy. And I wasn't expecting to hear anything back. I just thought like, oh, and that's why after being a fan for so long, I had never applied because I never thought I would actually get a call. You know, thousands of people apply per year. I'm like, there's no way they're going to call me, especially because in the past, they don't have a lot of Black, Indigenous people of color on the show. So I was like, I'm really not getting on. But then I gave him my tape on a Friday. That Monday, I got a phone call and he was like, yo, we have finals happening November 3rd. If you want to go, I said, if my bags have been packed since I met you. So I was ready. I went to finals week and then I didn't find out I was going until January. And we left to play the game, I think in March.
Wow, that is a great audition story. I was not expecting that at all. Yeah. I thought maybe your husband might have like put in for you or something.
Yeah, I wish. No, it was great. It was so surreal. I was so nervous, you know, because I look at Jeff as a celebrity to me, especially, you know, I idolize him in more ways than one. I want to be a TV host. I'm looking at this man. When I was playing Survivor, half the time I was really trying to learn from this man because he doesn't use a teleprompter. He hardly uses his earpiece. He is like on it. He is a freaking professional. So yeah, I'm playing Survivor, but also I'm getting tips from one of the best in the business. Okay.
Double dip. No one will see.
Double dip.
Do it. So you get on the show. My first question, I know you've answered this on your TikTok, the hygiene situation. Because I've been camping as a child, but you have showers. Coachella really was the only thing I've ever camped at with no real shower, and I use a water bottle, and even that I felt icky day 3. How was that there?
It was horrible. That's exactly right. And that's my experience. And that's what I told him in casting. I'm like, the longest I've stayed outside is probably camping at Coachella. And I think that's why I got cast, because they wanted to see me freaking out about the outdoor elements. But yeah, you have no soap. You have no toilet paper. The ocean is your very best friend. They will give you feminine supplies, obviously, and they keep it environmentally friendly. So you put it in like a little bag. But other than that, you don't get any hygiene. So there's no brushing your teeth. So by day 38, I was like, can you not talk to me because your breath stinks?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And when my husband came out, he was like, oh my God, you guys smell horrible. But it was the best experience of my entire life. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Do you know if they would let you like wear a retainer? You know, some people have to wear retainers, or is that no? Because I always think about that.
I don't think they would let you. No, I don't think so. Because think about it. Then you could use your retainer for like different things that you're not supposed to, like you could use it to like make some, you know what I mean? Like to make something that could like influence the game. Like I had a survival coach before I went out there, and he would tell me like, teach me different things. Like I could pick up things that washed up on the ocean. They wouldn't even let me do that. They were like, no, you can't pick up old bottles or anything. They wouldn't let me use anything. Okay. So I think that would be that they probably wouldn't. I'm as blind as a bat. I can't see anything. So they do let you wear dailies. So I would wear my contacts. I would switch my glasses, but my glasses got so gross by the end of it. And there was one more thing I wanted to say about hygiene. Yeah, it just gets really bad. But honestly, the Fijian tropical weather, my skin wasn't dry at all. Like I have really dry skin, and I noticed my skin was like really nice. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. Fiji.
Glisten a little bit in the sun.
Yeah, it was good.
So you won a challenge and it went viral. For those of you who haven't seen it, pretty much Lauren had to, well, all the contestants, but they had to hold up a ball that was hanging on a, like not hanging, it was against a pole, and they had to hold like a rolling object to keep the ball up. I think that's the best way to explain it.
That's the best way, while standing on one foot.
On one foot.
On one foot.
Yeah. So how long did you keep that up? And what was, just give me your thought process going through that? Because I know me doing a 1.5 minute plank, I'm done. I'm tapping out.
Okay. So I am not athletic. I've said that a million times. I don't do, like, the extent of my athleticism is hiking. That's really all I do. So for me, I was like, I need to do something to set myself up. So before I went out there, I had actually worked with this core strength training lady. And so when I saw this challenge, it was, you have to stand on this plank, like you explained it. I stood up there for 14 minutes and 53 seconds. And I think the record was 15 minutes and 53 seconds. And it was by a man. And if Elaine had just stayed there, I could have broken the record, but I was fine with winning anything anyway. I just kept telling myself, Jess, I was like, her ball's going to drop. 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 And I could feel the tension, like something, we weren't in a room. I was going to say I could feel the tension in a room, but like I could feel like the energy. And I was like, something is going to happen. I just got to stay here. And I was even, they didn't show this. I was begging her to drop her ball. I was bawling. Wow. I was like, Elaine, I just want this necklace. Elaine, please. And she's like, I know, Lauren, I know you do. Little did I know, they all wanted me to go home that night.
Oh,
so
wow.
I feel like that, so the universe gifted me with the strength. Like, I'm so not hippy dippy, but I am, because I don't win anything. And so for that to happen at that time, when I was actually going to get voted out, it was meant to be. It was just meant to be. And I was just so determined just to make that moment, to have that necklace on my neck is something that I've watched people do for 18 years. And I wanted that for Lauren. I wanted that for myself. And now I can look back and say, I did that on my own. No one helped me. I did it by myself. So that's something I will cherish forever and ever and ever and ever.
I love watching that clip of you. You can just tell how excited, like, did this really freaking just happen? I
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
So now going into you getting eliminated. Well, actually before that, how homesick did you get? And at what point in the show did it hit later? Was it early on and you got over it eventually? How was that?
So in the very beginning, right when you get there, it's like, I said this in one of my TikToks, it's like you're at summer camp and it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, where's my mom? And that's how I felt initially. That wore off a little bit after, like, you start building your shelter and you start making connections. I would say around day 20 is when I really started to miss my husband and my dog and just being on my couch with them. Elaine, one of my really good friends, she was so very sweet because I'm an emotional being. I'm a crier. Yeah. And, you know, at night she would cuddle me and like rub my back and just say like, it's okay. And like one night she sang me True Colors. Like she's one of my very best friends. I know. And I was bawling and like, it just, you know, I say, I wanted the $1 million, but the friendships and the relationships that I got, aren't worth, you know what I'm trying to say. Like yes.
The money doesn't compare.
No, it doesn't compare to what I walked away with.
Mm-hmm. Did you get homesick again after you saw your husband?
Absolutely. I was, but also I think he also had something to do with me winning that challenge, because when he was there, I had actually lost. But I could hear him being like, babe, you got this. So like in my head, I'm like, I just want this. I just want to be able to tell him like, I did it, you know, like, yeah, like and so I was like, I miss him, but I was like, you know what, Lauren, you've lasted this long. You brought him out here. How much cooler would it be if you actually won? Just kick it into high gear, get it together and win $1 million, which I didn't do, but hopefully next time.
Hopefully next time I think you would for sure get asked to go back on like,
I hope so.
What do they call that? Like a celeb coming back?
They say returnee, but what they do have is a second chance season. And so a lot of people So the last time they did a Second Chances season, they let America choose who went. So they're probably going to have another Second Chances season. At the end of when I lost or whatever, Jeff did say to me, if you want to play again, you can play again. So
let's make that happen. TikTok people all around the world.
Please, yes, TikTok, make it happen.
So you unfortunately did not make it to the finals. So you can look at it two ways. Either I made it to Final Four, I won a challenge, I did great, or you're like, are you kidding me? I was this close to $1 million and I'm pissed because now I have to go home. How was that?
I think that in that moment when everything was happening, I was pissed. I was beyond myself. I freaked out because I was like, did I really just live 38 days outside in a pink dress and I'm not about to get $1 million? And I guess, you know, a lot of people in Survivor, they say, you know, it's flattery. It's flattery that nobody wants to sit next to you. That's not flattering. I need $1 million. I'm not flattered that you don't want to sit next to me. What is going on? And see, I think that was my problem, Jess, is because I knew that my game was good, I was comfortable sitting next to any of them at the end. They didn't want to sit next to little old me because they knew that I played a good game and that I could say to what I did in a game. But yeah, in that moment, I was pissed. As time progressed, you know, like I said, I don't go outside. So the fact that I did make it to fourth place is amazing. Like, I don't want to take that away from myself. You know, if I ever did go back, I think that I would need to obviously keep my head in the game until the fourth quarter is over. Like, I lost it because I just couldn't believe it, you know? And I think that impacted how I reacted. I was so emotional. I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus on making fire, which I had done 1,000,001 times before I went out there. So it was just one of those things where
you kind of lost your mojo.
Yeah, yeah, and I had lost my mojo. I had given up, and I think it was fate that I didn't win. You know, I think everything happens for a reason, and I feel that, you know, maybe it's awarded me the opportunity to go back and play, to give people advice on TikTok, you know, maybe because like even our winner, he's kind of like, oh, I'm just kind of done. Like, I had fun, I won, and I'm done. You know, he already had his full circle moment. So I think everything happened the way that it was supposed to, even though it really sucked in the moment.
Well, so that's going to bring me back to my last question. You made it known from the get-go that you knew the game, the strategic wise, how to play. Are you saying that you kind of wish you didn't let everyone know that right on and, you know, make them?
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, I didn't know that I was going to be such a strategist. But after watching something for 18 years, of course you're going to be good at it, you know? Yes, I wish that people hadn't seen, because really what it was Tommy and I were calling the shots, and Tommy was like a little puppy. Like, I would tell him to do something and he would go do it. And I think people recognized that. And it was like, oh, she's got way too much control. So yeah, I think if I go back, and maybe I shouldn't give everything out that I'm going to do, but I think I need to scale it back a little bit and not make it so known. Play a little more under the radar, play a little more like moving pieces where people don't know that I'm moving them, which is kind of what I did. But towards the end, it started to become so obvious that I was moving things around.
Well, I feel like people like us, we think we're being under the radar, when in reality we're not at all.
No, we're not. We're not at all. And I think that's what it was too. Like, everyone recognized that I was really good friends with everybody. I'm a people person. I love people. I gravitate towards people. So I think too, that was also the scary thing for somebody like Nora, who didn't get along with a lot of people on our season, to sit next to somebody who does get along with a lot of people. It's like, how are you going to do that? So, and people always ask me if I'm mad at Nora for sending me to fire. No, Nora had to do what Nora had to do to get $1 million, hopefully, you know? So I'm proud of her for making that decision. Yeah, I was mad, but no, I don't hate on her for it. Nora knew me for 39 days. She didn't owe me anything.
Very true. Well, yeah. I will say you gave Survivor some ratings. You gave it some charisma, and it was great watching you on that.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So now let's go into what you do for a living. You are a freelance journalist. How did you get into that? Because I know you just graduated, 2 years ago? So not a traditional route, yet you still have had success within your career.
Yeah, so I'm the black sheep of my family. My favorite subject in school was lunch. I was a social butterfly. I didn't do all that. So I actually graduated high school at 17 with stars in my eyes. I thought I was going to be Meryl Streep, Tiffany Haddish, whoever. And that didn't happen for me. So I moved, I got a little apartment with some friends. I worked at Hollister, like all these little jobs. And then I was like, acting isn't necessarily my passion, but I do love talking to people. And my mom was watching TV one day and she saw this contest for KTLA, which is a really popular news station for those of you that are listening that don't live in LA. Mm-hmm. And she was like, there's this contest for a weather girl for a day. If you want to submit a tape, you should, and see what happens. So I submitted a tape. I was just like messing around on the weather. I like put myself on a green screen and I got a call to go do the weather. And I was like, what is going on? So I went and I felt like Ariel. It was a whole new world opened up to me. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is where I belong. I'm supposed to be here. We've got gizmos and gadgets aplenty, all right? So there was this one girl there, like, I love my job. It was glamorous. It still gave me that feel of like being on set. And I was like, how do I get involved? So the second I went home, I went online, found this like hosting class from this really great host named Suzanne Senna. I went and took her class. It was great. I found out about AfterBuzz TV, which is owned by Maria Menounos. Mm-hmm. And that is a great place. They don't pay, but it's a great place to get your feet wet if you want to be a journalist. So I really learned a lot there. And I was awarded a lot of opportunities there, a lot of amazing I got to interview Tyra Banks, Perez Hilton, so many different people. I went to this roundtable breakfast with a bunch of actors, and then through that got invited to something else. So it was a great networking place. And I'm very grateful for everything that I've learned there. And then I just sort of hit the ground running. You know me, my motto is be persistent, but don't be a pest. So I will ask you until you say I'm annoying you. Yep. I don't leave stones unturned. I wake up every single morning. I'm online. I'm looking for jobs. I'm sending emails. And then I ended up meeting this hosting agent named Shannon O'Dowd. She's absolutely wonderful. And she's just been submitting me on some wonderful projects. I'm currently a host for this game called Live Play Bingo. You can get it in the App Store if you guys want to play with me. And we just do bingo live. I've done like some great red carpets for Variety. I've done field interviews for Netflix. And like I said, my dad always says I have the gift of gab, which I think he means it as an insult, but I'm going to take it as a compliment. Yeah. I like to talk. I can't shut up. I've never met a stranger. So, for me, journalism doesn't feel like work. And I feel like every single person has a story to tell. We're all the main characters in our story. We all have a story to tell. And if you need someone to tell it, I got the big mouth right here to help you tell it.
I love that, Lauren. Oh my God, I love you. So, okay, this is more of like a question to fill my personal needs. Mm-hmm. You worked red carpet on The Voice for 2 seasons, correct? I love that show. That show is my jam. I cry at night, especially auditions.
I didn't know that.
I bawl. Okay, I'm like a hard ass on the outside, but you have a little soft spot, and it's with the music. Girl, the amount of times I cry on that show. Anyway, who was your favorite person to interview, and who is like the best judge to interview as well? So we'll do a contestant and then we'll do a judge as well.
Okay, so favorite contestant to interview, her name is Reagan. She was on like 3 seasons ago. There was some controversy surrounding her season because like she didn't sing one night, and then the guy that did sing went home, Kirk J. She was on Team Adam. She's young. She's 15. She's adorable.
Did she sing? I'm sorry. Did she sing Borns on her audition and she played the guitar?
Maybe. You probably know better.
I think I know who you're talking about. Okay.
I love her. And you know who I also love? Chevelle, the winner. Chevelle Shepherd, I think is her last name. Mm-hmm. The little country star. She was on Team Kelly. She is so adorable. Like, I love her. She also, like, it's the reason why I love interviewing people at like The Voice and stuff is because you're seeing their dreams come to life. And it's so exciting because like, there's just this energy of like, they're brand new at this. So they want to talk about themselves and they want to talk to you and give you everything, So I love that. So I would say Chevelle and Reagan were my favorite. best judge would be Kelly, hands down. She is down to earth, so charismatic. She like, I forgot. I did one, and we were doing a room, and my friend Chanel is an interviewer, and she was like, something. Oh, my name is Chanel. She was like, oh, girl, your name is Chanel. How did you get a name like that? I want a name like, and I was like, oh, sis, I need to be friends with you. Can we hang out? So she's great. Like, I really, really like her. All of the judges are really, really wonderful. You know, Simon, he's the biggest celebrity. Or not Simon. What's his name? Blake. Yeah, Blake. You know, Blake is just this big Papa Bear. But I really do enjoy doing the competition show things. And Jess, if that's something that you want to do, we need to talk on the side, and we can see if once the world heals, we can get you out there doing some stuff like that.
I 1000% would be open to that conversation. Yes.
All right. Let's
Thank you, Lauren. Okay, but how is Gwen Stefani just as cool in person as she is?
I've actually not met Gwen.
Okay.
Because when she was leaving is when I started, and then she came back, and then the pandemic hit. So it was like,
got it. So you had Nick.
I get to meet her. Yeah. Nice. So hopefully I get to meet her. But I mean, Nick, whoo, Priyanka,
because Priyanka down in Sri Lanka.
Priyanka girl, Priyanka got it on lock. She is that girl, Miss Girl.
He gives me the vibes of he's kind of like young boy looking on camera, but in person, the man comes out.
He is the man. He puts it down in the bedroom. I'm for sure of that. Like, yeah, no, he's got this air about him that is very, very mature. He does look baby boy, but he is very like mature and well-spoken and respectful. I have to tell you, my favorite person I've ever interviewed in my entire life is John Stamos. Best person in the world. So sweet, so kind, called me a powerful woman, touched my shoulder, like in the sweetest, like respectful, kind way, took the time, like the event had wrapped up and he had to go inside. And I said, can I just interview? He came back and sat and talked to me for like 6 minutes, which is a big deal on the red carpet. I love him.
Such a cool dude.
Best.
I remember.
So cool.
I feel like he'll like give some fun, like little responses to your question. He doesn't make the interview boring. He lets it doesn't be.
Yes, and he gets it, like he gets his celebrity and he understands what he can do for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that to me, if I ever get to interview him again, I will let him know, because that was my first variety event and I was so nervous, and he made me feel so comfortable. He made me feel so grounded, and I was like, you're probably the most famous guy in here. Like, how does this happen? So I love him to death. Just the sweetest guy ever.
He seems like a cool guy. He's gonna be such a great dad now that he has won. Yeah. Uncle Jesse coming into Daddy Jesse. Yeah. Do you have a most embarrassing moment maybe early on in your career? A name that you slipped up? Do you thought you were interviewing someone else? Like I know for myself, when I was writing for San Jose State's newspaper, I was doing a multimedia piece on Donald Glover, but I said his name wrong. The whole thing. So my whole package just went out the window.
Wait, what did you call him?
I think I just said I want to say it was like Gloover. I didn't even know it was Childish Gambino, Lauren. I was like, oh, it's Childish Gambino. I didn't know it was the same guy, Hannah Montana.
No, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't realize that he's the same person. And then when they do, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've definitely had one of those moments. So do you remember that guy that was going around doing fake viral moments? Like the guy pretended to be Justin Bieber eating a burrito. Do you remember that? This was a long time ago.
I don't.
There was this guy and he was like faking like celebrities and being like, look how easy it is to like pretend to be someone. So I was working for this YouTube network called Holly Scoop, which talks all about entertainment news. And this guy dressed up like Travis Scott and was like, this is when he was with Kylie, and they were like all over the news. They had just had Stormy, and they were saying that it was Travis on a balcony hooking up with some girl. And so when they put it on the screen, I was like, I think that's him. It looks just like him. This clip went so viral of me saying that it was Travis, and I was so devastated because I was like, it looks like him, but it wasn't him. And he literally tweeted me and like all these other reporters, like in different blurbs. And he literally was shaking my head. This don't make no goddamn sense. And it really doesn't. But it looked like it. Travis. Yeah. It looked just like you, Travis. I thought it was you. All right. Astro. I thought it was him, but it wasn't. So I was embarrassed. And it went viral. So, but yeah, just always do your research. But honestly, human mistakes are going to happen. And I think that those make for a better show. Don't try to be perfect. I always try to be perfect. I think just being human and connected is what's going to get you further than being perfect.
I think trying to get perfect kind of confines the personality a little bit too.
It does. It takes away. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's because, you know, we're so used to this idea of what a journalist looks like, what a reporter looks like. But guess what? We're journalists and reporters too. And we're changing and shaping what journalists look like.
Exactly. I cannot do the journalist voice to save my life. Oh, I tried.
But you're doing it right now. This is a journalist voice. This is your voice. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's a trap that we all fall into. I'm guilty of doing it all the time. But yeah, be yourself. That's my tip.
The main message. Okay, Are you ready for the fun segment? I'm gonna This is called Lauren the Imposter. And so for those of you that don't know, Lauren has a kick-ass Britney Spears impersonation that freaking gets me off of my seat. So we're gonna have you do that for everyone to hear, as well as a few that I have written down in my handy dandy little notebook.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Britney. Give them the goods, your best Britney impersonation.
I'm not a girl, don't tell me what to believe.
That brought me back to her album, the one that had I'm a Slave for You in it. She had that.
Yes!
You like that? I think when I do impersonate her, my go-to is Lucky. I feel like that's the easiest one, right?
Yes! Love Lucky. What a good one.
I love Britney. Okay, so now we have Kourtney Kardashian. Can you give us a good Kourtney K?
Honestly, like, Kim, you're like so rude. She doesn't move her face.
Yeah.
Like, rude. Like, people are dying in Africa, Kim. I can't do it. I can't.
Can
like,
you do
honestly, Bible?
She doesn't. I don't know how she doesn't, because my mouth, my lips are like flexible as hell. When
she's like, honestly, like, I'm so done with you. Like, she like does. She's so emotionless. I love it. I'm here for it.
Oh, it kills me when she got like a tooth out or something and half of her face was messed up, and they were at lunch. I think that's my favorite scene of her.
Some Kardashians, so good.
Some OG ones. Yeah. Okay, the next we have, you know what? I'm gonna give you a guy, Chris Tucker.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Is that the same person?
Yes, from Rush Hour.
I think that. I was like, wait, what's the last Chris Tucker movie I've seen?
I know.
Probably that one.
That's only, honestly, same. I almost wrote down his name wrong. I almost called him Chris. I almost put Chris Rock when I meant Chris Tucker.
Right.
I was like,
and when you said, or should I say, damn! That's the other one I know from Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't play with my money, Smokey.
Smokey.
Okay, we have two more. So right now, we're going to need a good Adele.
Hello, it's me. Okay, that's it.
Your sister.
Hello from the other side.
When I was roommates with your sister in college for a semester, she hated me and our other roommate because that's when the song was like popular, and we would just go around the house singing it. She'd be like, "Shut the hell up!" Because you're so loud. Can you imagine her with that?
It's addicting to sing because it makes you feel like you actually sound good. you know?
Girl, God knew what he was doing, not giving me a good singing voice, because Beyonce and everyone would be out of business right now.
They'd be out of business with that personality and that booty.
They said, give it to him, Murad, give it to him type.
Yes. Yes.
All right, this is my knock Brittany out of the top spot.
Okay.
And this is going to make my day. I would love if you impersonated your mother.
I knew you were going to say that. All right, girl. What the hell? Get your... Oh, there, girl. I ain't talking to you, girl. Jessica, I told Tiffany to tell me what to do, and she told you what to do. Why we doing it? Tell them what they doing. They in college now. You think you grown. I'm still your mom. I can still whoop your ass. Don't get it. Charles, give me some water. Charles, tell Tiffany, what the hell?
Oh my God. I'm so glad I'm wearing sweats on the bottom right now, because if I was wearing jeans, I think my button would have popped off. I am so scared of your mom. And
Me
that
too,
just
girl. I'm still scared of her at 31 years old. I'm still scared.
You know, I was at the house maybe a year ago. Yes, a year ago. 4th of July, a year ago. And there was an earthquake. There was an earthquake. You saw the video of that?
Oh, Charles. Oh, is it moving? Jessica, get under the table, Jessica.
She said, the chandelier's moving. And I was taking a nap, and I just woke up to, where's Jessica? Where's Jessica? Tiffany, get your friend right now.
Get your friend. That's exactly what she said. I know she did too, because that's, get your friend. Come on, Tiffany, let's go. I'm like, does it hurt to talk? Because like, I'm tired talking like that. You gotta be tired talking like that.
And I feel like sometimes she thinks I'm laughing at her, but I just love her voice. I think
she loves it. No, she loves the attention. Don't get it twisted. She eats it up all day long. She loves it.
She said, I was in Soul Train. Remember me, girl?
Yeah, right. Miss Def Jam. I was on Soul Train back in 1982. I'm like, let it go, sis. Let it go.
Oh, Lauren, you kill me. So what is next for Lauren? Our time is running up, unfortunately. What is next for Lauren?
So Lauren has had a lot of awesome auditions for some really, really, really great kids shows as a host. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping, I can't share too much about them because they're not in the works yet, but fingers crossed for those. I've been auditioning like crazy. I've been doing some commercial work as well. I just did an AT&T commercial, which is weird because my dad works for AT&T.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I just, I'm going to keep pushing, keep trying to make this journalism thing happen, and hopefully you guys will see my face on your TV screen soon.
Definitely giving you the best and positive vibes for that. I feel like COVID, you know, has, especially with what we do, have allowed us to be way more creative in our work. So I see big things coming for you. And if you don't follow,
I see big things coming for you, Missy.
Hopefully we'll be in the same city soon.
Maybe we can work together.
And that's on period, Pooh. You guys are just in the drafts of the life.
Period. Yes.
Well, if you don't follow her, give her a follow on Instagram and TikTok. Lauren Ashley Beck has the blue check, so you know it's verified. Thank you so much for being on, Lauren.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Jess. I love you. Can't stop her. Sky is the limit, girl.
I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you.